Lay. Sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Kane is in the building.
Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on.
Hello, and welcome to Sports Corner Neil. I'm Neil Roseanne, of course, and it's Super Bowl week, which means I'm going to be breaking down every part of the game from offense, defense, special teams, leading up to my pick this Saturday of who's going to win the Super Bowl. And if you don't know, Super Bowl 46 features the New York Giants and the New England Patriots. Yes, this is a rematch from a couple years ago, but it has a lot of different implications. Instead of the Patriots being undefeated, they've come in with 3 losses to their name. The Giants, not as much of underdogs anymore. So, without any further delay, I'm going to start breaking down the offense here so we can get closer to seeing who wins. If we're starting with the offense, we have to start with the quarterback, which in New England's case, they have a really good one. Tom Brady. He is just phenomenal. He's won 3 Super Bowls, so he definitely has the confidence in this game. That's going to really come in handy. He's won 3. Though he lost that one to Eli, I think those 3 rings on his hand really come in handy later on in the game. Also, I believe he is more talented. If you look at his numbers over the years, his have always been higher than Eli's, and that continues this year. He has thrown for over 5,000 yards. He has 39 touchdowns and only 12 interceptions. And if you look back, he had a 50-touchdown year a couple of years ago. But that is when he took on Eli, but I still think he's way more talented than the Manning brother. Now, on the other side, New York Giants, like I've been talking about him a lot, is Eli Manning. He has the confidence of beating Tom Brady in his only Super Bowl loss. Now, that might come into a factor, preparing here, but in game time, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. And I also believe he has better receivers, pure receivers, not as in tight ends or running backs, but pure wide receivers. He's thrown for nearly 5,000 yards this year, 29 touchdowns, and the 15 interceptions have been a little bit of trouble, but we'll see if he works through that. Advantage for this position, I have to give it to the Patriots. Tom Brady is just more experienced, and he is way more talented. So the Patriots have the early lead here in our breakdown. Next up, we're breaking down the wide receivers. And if you're looking at the New York Giants, they have Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz. Those guys have really come out of their shells in the past few years, especially Victor Cruz. He's possibly the Giants' offensive X factor. He's been able to get big gains against the Packers, against pretty much any team that he's gone up against in the playoffs here, and he's going to be key to winning this game. On the other side, you got New England, who has always reliant Wes Welker. Besides that, well, you have Ocho Cinco and maybe some other guys. But really, Branch, I guess you could say that too. But besides that, their offensive core is really weak after that. So, I have to give the edge to the Giants in this position. And with that, the Giants tie the Patriots at 1-1 in the breakdown. Now on to the running backs. Neither team really has a strong running game. If you look at the New York Giants, they have Bradshaw and Jacobs. Both are a great tandem running back combo. Bradshaw brings the speed, the power in the middle from about the 20 to the 20 of the football field. But once you get inside that 20, you have the pounding force of Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs is a beast in the red zone and near the goal line. He'll be a good factor once the Giants get inside that mystical red zone. But New England, they have Green Ellis, and they also have Ridley. Both of them, not really well known, but both have been able to find the end zone a little bit. Green Ellis is really, he has 11 touchdowns this year. He's really been able to find the end zone, be the spark for that Patriots offense. If I had to give an advantage, though, this one's tough, but I give the edge to the Giants. Though they have less rushing yards per game this year, I feel like their 2 running backs are of higher quality, and if they get even a sniff of the end zone or even an inch on the football field, they are going to be gone. I give this one to the Giants. The Giants' tandem tailbacks give them the 2-1 lead in the breakdown. And we're to the last part of the offense, which is the offensive line and tight ends. New England has a strong set of tight ends. Gronkowski and Hernandez have both been defensive nightmares. Gronk has 17 touchdowns this year, and he's really been able to put his point maybe to be one of the best tight ends in the next upcoming years, if not decade. But you got to look at that offensive line, and that offensive line has let in 32 sacks this season. And when they're taking on that tough Giants front four, it might not be a good game for Tom Brady. But we'll have to see how they cope. And with that, we go to the New York Giants offensive line and tight ends as well. Their Giants aren't as strong in the tight end department. They have Jake Ballard, but besides that, not really a notable tight end. But their line has only let in 28 sacks in what I would call a little bit higher competition in the NFC East. And with that, I have to give the offensive line to the Giants and the tight ends to the Patriots, so we'll give them split points here. After breaking down the offenses, the Giants lead 3-2 in the breakdown. And we're at the offensive keys to the game, and if you're the Giants, you really have to get that run game started. Without that, Eli's not going to be able to get into a rhythm. But if he does, watch out. The Giants, they also want to use their wide receivers to their advantage, really tear up that New England secondary, and that will be to their advantage. For the New England Patriots, they just have to protect Tom Brady. If they can do that, everything should be fine. Get it to Gronk and all that, and all those other great tight ends, even maybe a couple good runs, and then that would really spell disaster for the Giants. And with that, this has been Sports According to Neil. I'm Neil Roseanne. Go check out the blog, Twitter page, YouTube channel, whatever you want to. Just stick around. Go to sportsaccordingtoneil.blogspot.com or follow me on Twitter at NeilAndSports. Be sure to use the hashtag NeilKnowsSports and have a nice day. Thanks for watching.
Yeah!